everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, hello, my name is Sam and lovely to meet you. If you're not new around here, we're going. We're disappearing. The cold sore is it's going, guys. It's going. Finally. So if you haven't already guessed by today's thumbnail, we are going to be putting the new NYX Professional Bear With Me Blur Foundation to the test. And I'm going to be doing a wear test. So I'll be coming back a little bit later on. And letting you guys know how this has sat on my skin. There is a baby on the floor. She is currently playing. Is that going to last? I don't know. She might be joining us in the video. Who really knows? But we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna see how we do. I am a mom. I have to film with a baby. Unfortunately, I do apologise. Let's get into it. So let's just give you a little bit more information about the product. Before we get into all that, if you're new around here, please don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe and turn that notification bell on. If you're wondering about the eye look, I've just filmed 3 looks with the Blend Bunny Lure palette. That should already be up on my channel, so if you're interested, definitely go ahead and check that out. And yeah, let's read the claims to this foundation. So just for reference, my skin is pretty normal. I'm pretty lucky, apart from the castle. I'm pretty lucky. I really tend to have a lot of breakouts very, very often. I had a spot like a couple of weeks ago and it's kind of still resting under the skin a little bit. But, you know, other than that, I don't really have, you know, spot breakouts and stuff like that. I am really lucky. But I do have a couple of dry patches, and apparently this foundation is not for dry skin. So I have like a dry patch on the side of my nose, and it's been driving me insane. But since I've like upped my skincare and stuff, I've got to say my skin is doing hella of a lot better. So let's read the claims to this foundation. So I bought it off Boots. Oh, it is on offer at the moment, so I'll definitely link it down below. I paid $9.99 in Boots store. Online at the moment it is only $7.99 now. Oh, there isn't a lot of shades. Okay, there's a few. Fair is out of stock. The shade that I wanted was, I think it was number 3, and yeah, number 3 was light ivory, but they didn't have that. I probably should have picked it up online now, but it's okay. Light neutral was so yeah, I went with the next one up because the one down, number 2, was just far too pale. I probably should have gone pale and bronzed it up. I don't know. So this might be a touch too dark for me, but we'll see, you know. Is it ever going to be the right shade? Probably not. So I went with shade 4. Okay, so it says to achieve an instantly smooth and blurred complexion with our first blurring tint foundation infused with skincare actives for healthy looking skin and 12-hour hydration. Now to me, hydrating, I'm all about it. Introducing effortlessly, no filter needed makeup results with a flawless matte blurring finish. So I'm a little bit confused there. Hydrating, matte, which are you? Stay snatched with a boost of colour and tone, and a tone that will leave you looking blurred but never dull. Treat your skin with the skincare infused formula formulated with glycerin, matcha and niacinamide. Amazing. I've already put niacinamide on my skincare today. For visibly even, radiant and healthy looking skin. Again, healthy looking skin, matte foundations. You don't really hear those two together. So I'm a little bit confused. Lightweight feel on the skin. Available in 24 diverse skin blurring shades. Amazing. Well done, NYX. Developed to fit a wide variety of skin tones. We've got you covered. Need help finding your shade? Skip the Instagram filter. Introducing NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me Blur Tint Foundation. The first blurring tint that blurs it all. Imperfections blurred. Pores blurred. Discoloration blurred. Texture blurred. Now I do have texture, so I'm really, really, really interested in that one. Achieve instantly smooth filter-like blurred skin in 24 diverse shades, formulated to enhance your colour and tone. Medium buildable coverage with a matte blurred finish that feels lightweight on the skin and provide. Okay, you're just repeating yourself now. Okay, so it is vegan and cruelty free, which I was really interested in because I couldn't see anything on the back that let me know. It says to use the Bear With Me Blur Tint Foundation brush to buff the product all over the face. So we're going to do half with a brush and half with a sponge. Feel free to layer for fuller coverage. I don't tend to do that. Use a small amount of product, a little goes a long way. And I love it when the first formula is aqua, which is water, which, you know, that always makes me happy. So I'm not going to use a poreless primer. I am going to use a primer, but I'm not going to use a poreless one because I want to see whether this works without having to dip into a poreless primer. In fact, shall I do like half with a that's what we'll do. Right, so I'm going to use a hydrating primer today just because obviously I do have a tend to have dry skin. So I figured that would help out in any areas that I do. And this is Hydrate the Heartbreak from P. Louise. And we're just going to test it out. I'm just going to see. I'm really hoping that it does. So I'll put it on one side. This is the side I'm not going to put anything on. I'm not going to, apart from obviously this primer. And yeah. I've done my moisturising. I'm glad that it has niacinamide on. Niacinamide on, sorry. This just feels like a bit like a moisturiser as well, but it's like hydrating. One. I don't know if I probably should use a Griffin, because obviously this is just a tint. But we're going to roll with it. We're just going to use this today, keep it quite basic. Right, so let me just show you up close. Sorry about that. I do apologize. I do have texture. I have pores, as you can see. All that good stuff. I have these lines here are ridiculous. Yeah, other than that, not bad skin. A little bit dry around here. But I don't think you can see that dry patch. I can feel it. It's just like a light. I thought it was a scratch for a while, and then it didn't get no better. But I'm just going to pop some P. Louise Pore Perfecting Primer just on this side. Just here. Obviously, so you can then see the difference. I love this primer as well. Look at that. Oh, I absolutely love it. So tap that in as I normally would. Look at that. I mean, pores be gone. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. I go as far as saying it's better than my e.l.f. one, and I love my e.l.f. one. Look at that. Just, oh, guys, if you're looking for a poreless primer, definitely check these out. Brill. But we're not here for that. Let's dive in to the foundation. Let's get this open. So this is 30ml. And obviously a really good price at the minute. Obviously it is $7.99 at the moment, so give it a good shake. It does tell you to shake well, so that's what we're going to do. I think, bless you, I think I'm going to use maybe the brush on this side and the sponge on the side with the primer, with the yeah. So I'm just going to squirt. Oh god. It's not. Oh, it's quite runny. It's going to be too dark for me, isn't it? That's just ridiculous. I mean, what the hell? What the hell? But we're just gonna. I don't know. It's was it a bit too yellowy? I don't know. Well, let's just use. I'm going to be using my swipe that my trousers. My Morphe foundation brushes. This is they're from their Vegan Pro, I think, range. Yeah, it's the V102. And we're just going to buff this in, it says. That's what it says today. I don't know. And my dogs are currently barking absolutely baffled because there's literally no one there. I've got hair here. I can feel it. I will powder like under my eyes where I use my concealer. But I'm going to try and leave it off. I'll just use a bit of setting spray, I think, today. Okay, not a terrible shade match. I'm going to bring it down my neck just a little bit because, you know. But it's not horrendous. If it looks a little bit yellow, a tip that I learned was to actually add a bit of like pink cream blush because I do have like a pinky undertone. But yeah. Okay, so I'm not mad about that at the moment. I will add a little bit more coverage at the moment, although I tend to. I don't know what I'm looking at. There's literally nobody there. Nobody. I do apologise for these feral creatures that are ruining my video. Okay, so here we go. Obviously, nothing. And so you can see already it's kind of covered up those lines, not fully. And it does look very, very smooth in. But let's put it on the other side and apply with the brush. I'm still using the same amount. I didn't have to put any more on. So, and we're going to go in. I see you. Well, I hear you. Keep barking. I'm just using the Artitude Cosmetics sponge and I'm using it damp. And obviously we did put the primer, the poreless primer on this side. I haven't even done my brows yet. I mean, it just spreads out like so much easier, like with the sponge. It's just so effortless with the sponge. She's playing with her cookie jar right now. Okay. So, let's get the mirror and let's see what I think of this before I layer anything else on. Yeah. Would I say my pores are like more enhanced on this side anyway? What do you think? I haven't done it when I was very good, have I? It seems to like not be sitting on my nose at all. Like it just seems to be sliding straight off. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on, but my nose still looks very pink. Okay. It's very, obviously at the minute, it's very, just like a lot, it is a skin tint. But would I say it's a blur? I would say it's blurred like texture and stuff on my face. My face looks very like smooth and soft on both sides, to be quite honest. I'm not mad at either side. I seem to have a little bit more coverage, obviously because I use the brush. But yeah, I'm gonna use the brush again, I think, and then tap over it, and we're gonna see whether we can build up some coverage. So I'm just gonna literally squirt like half a pump. Well, it's not even a pump, it's a squeeze. So squeeze half out, and then we're gonna see whether we can build this on. Try and add some more to that nose because that is really good. A lot does go a long way. God, that's just literally covered my whole face. And yeah, we're just gonna go in with the brushes because I felt like it did give more coverage. And I think like with a skin tint, like sometimes you do need that little bit of just a bit more coverage sometimes because, well, it's a skin tint. Let's try and cover this nose because for some reason that did not want to cover. Yes, I would say that the sponge definitely soaks up a lot of the product, and you know, it does tell you on there to buff it in with a brush. So I think their claims were right where that's concerned, because yeah, just right away it's just a lot more coverage, and it's actually giving like a really, for a skin tint, it's actually giving a really nice coverage. And I would say, right, it's going like a matte looking formula. It's not giving like any glow, like there's literally no glow at all, and it does feel really lightweight. I'm really impressed with what they've claimed seems to be true, and I'm not mad at that shade match either. Yeah, my nose seems to, I have this problem with NARS soft matte as well. For some reason on my nose it just won't stay there. I don't know whether I would possibly put a little bit of concealer underneath, just because my pinkness is coming through. I don't know why that is. But I'm actually not mad at that. I'm actually not mad at it. I'm just gonna tap over with my sponge just to make sure it's all even. But I would agree that the brush does actually work better. It just gives you that, if you want that more coverage. If you don't, like if it's a hot summer's day and you literally want minimal, then you go in with, oh, she's not happy because she's looking at herself in the mirror. I would say go in with, what's it called? What was I saying? Going with the sponge, because it's definitely just gives you that lightweight feel. It doesn't feel like anything on the skin, whereas a matte foundation normally does. I'm not mad. I'm hoping it doesn't oxidize down. I'm going to go ahead now and put, I'm not going to put any cream. Should I put cream products on? Yeah, let's do that together to see whether anything, I haven't even got everything ready, just to see, you know, how well everything layers. I'm going to put some concealer. I'm just going to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, just because, and I always conceal around my nose anyway, just, and I'm going to put, and I always conceal on my nose, so I'm not doing that for the sake of this. I'm just putting my concealer where I know. I hope you are all enjoying this beautiful singing. And I'm gonna go in. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna go in with my NARS cream bronzer today. Honestly, it's trials. Oh, I absolutely love this cream bronzer as well. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, so far so good. Making sure that all my cream products lay out on top of it though. Normally I'd just, you know, carry on and do a little bit of something else. Maybe I wouldn't put cream products on, but I really want to test it because I'm actually really liking it. So I'm hoping that I'd rather do my full face of what, you know, what I would do if I was going out or something, just so I could test how this foundation's gonna look with everything layered on top of it. And yeah, and obviously for you guys as well, I'd rather give you a full, I'm looking in this as if there's a pissing mirror in it. Jesus Christ, that's it, I've had my day. That's it. And now I'm just gonna go and blend all of that out with a sponge foundation, bronzer. Went on beautifully. Didn't have any concerns. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend all this concealer out, and then we're gonna go in and put some powder. But I'm just gonna put some powder down the T-zone, I think, because I don't know. Obviously, it's a matte. foundation. Concealer went on no problems, but I always leave a gap pretty much between my concealer and my foundation anyway, just because the less product I have under my eyes, the better, in my personal humble opinion. Yeah, and it just added that little bit more coverage with adding a little bit of what's it called, concealer onto my snoz. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with a cream blush. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury matte one because, you know, so I'm gonna test some of those out, and then I will sod off and come back to you all with, oh, this was already open, my bad. Yeah, I have been really liking this as well. I've just done it again and left it open, but never mind. I just want to make sure all of my cream products and stuff like just blend on top effortlessly. And I want you to see that as well. I'm hoping that normally I would just go for camera and do all this, but I just want you to be able to see that nothing is like lifting up or, you know, balling up or anything like that. If it's just layering really nicely on top of it, and that's like a big thing as well. Like with like cream products especially, you want to make sure that it's not gonna, you know, create a mess across your face. Right, so let's powder together. I probably should have got all of this ready, but I didn't realise I was going to do all this. So I'm going to go in with, yeah, I think I'm going to use my Huda Beauty just because I know how that one works. And I'm just literally going to, I am just going to powder down the centre of my face. I am. I was going to powder the whole of it, but we're not going to do that. And we're just going to, I have mine in the shade Cupcake, which I think now is called Pound Cake, if anyone cares. And I'm just gonna get my little Artitude Cosmetics sponge, pick up product, pat it off just to distribute it across the sponge. Find my sponge, make sure I've got no like creases, and then we're just gonna pat this. Can you just see how smooth that is? This product is, guys, worth the hype. Like, it really is, if I do say so myself. Can you see, like, and I have no like, oh, I have no, what's it called, beauty filters or anything. I keep it real here on this channel, as we all know. I don't believe in fakeness if you watch that video. Yeah. And this now is pretty much it. I'm going to go obviously in with my, I won't bore you all with that though, going in with all my powder products. Tapping that off. I feel like I'm just talking about other products. I know I'm supposed to only talk about the foundation, but I've basically done a full get ready with me, haven't I? But I just wanted you to see, like, this foundation, this powder does things like to my soul. Okay, so yeah, I am gonna like sod off now and go ahead and put all my powder products on, and that'll be that. And I'll come back at the end, show you the finished look, show you what time it is as well. It is currently 11 a.m. So yeah, So let's piss off because this video's already taken. Tied my hair back just so you can kind of see, because it's just a bit of a bushy mess today, to be quite honest. And I wanted you to be able to see what everything looks like. So here we are at the moment. It is now, I have no idea what time it is. It is now 11:43. So yeah, let's just show you a close-up of how everything is looking at the moment. That is a hair on my face. How everything's looking at the moment. Like I say, normally I have a dry chin, but it's not clung to anything. It's not. I have like some dry patches up here and on my nose. It hasn't clung to anything. So whether that's the hydrating primer, I'm not too sure. But my skin is a lot better than it normally is at the minute anyway. That shade as well, I personally think is, yeah, it's a really, really, really good shade for me. I didn't have to blend it too much down my neck. Could I have possibly got away with the 3? I think I could have done as well. 2, definitely not. I would have looked like a flipping ghost. But you know, everything's sitting really, really nice on top of it at the moment. It is now 11:44, so I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. She's having a fit in her jumperoo at the moment. She's having like I don't know what she's doing. But yeah, so I'm just gonna wear this for the rest of the day, and then I'll come in and I'll check in with you all. I might do 2 check-ins. I only normally do 1. But yeah, I just set it in as well. I'm with the Wee Cherie setting mist. I've been loving that. It really smells really, really good. If you don't like cherries, don't buy it because it stinks. Yeah, I'm gonna go and piss off now, do my jobs, what I've got to do today, and I'll check in with you all in a little while and let you know what is going on. We are back, and I was going to do an earlier check-in than this, but like literally time ran away with me. It is now like 10 to 8 on a night, so you know this makeup has nearly been on like what, 9 hours. Lips have just like, yeah, they've just totally come off, but you know, it was to be expected. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you all what I think, my opinions of what I think of this foundation. Let's just give you a close-up. I'm just going to come in and get up close and personal with you all. So like I said, I have a dry patch on my nose here. You can see that little tiny patch of dry skin. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, I have, like, it has not sunk in around my nose at all. I really, honestly, it is sunken into my fine lines because I have fine lines and they're quite like deep. Every foundation sinks into my lines unless I get some like Botox or something. It's worn away a little bit on my chin. You know, I'm doing this. I'm holding a baby. She's constantly touching my face. So yeah, that was bound to happen. But other than that, you guys, I'm actually like really, it hasn't like normally on my nose that rubs off by the end of the day. That hasn't happened. I've actually got a bit of lip liner left on. That was only from Primark, so I'm quite impressed with that as well. But no, it hasn't like, it's literally just that tiny bit, but unless you like zoomed right in on my nose, like you wouldn't tell that it has you know, attached to that little tiny dry patch. I am really, really, really impressed by how it's held up for a skin tint as well. To say that this has lasted nearly 9 hours without any sticky primer underneath. I literally just put on that hydrating primer and that little bit of poreless primer, and to be honest, the side where I have it, but my pores aren't as enlarged on this side as they are on this side, so I probably should put it on the other side to see the difference really. But no, other than that, it hasn't, like, even my smile lines, like, it's barely sunk into them. That's insane. Yeah, like I say, rubbed off on the chin a little bit. I'm constantly picking up my baby, she's constantly touching my face. I'm constantly doing this, so again, that's something that always happens. If I wanted this to last any longer than 9 hours, which I don't think I ever would, I'd probably just touch up with a little bit of powder, like one with a little bit of coverage, and that would just help. But yeah, I only powdered down my T-zone. Again, I don't have oily skin, so I don't have any oils peeping through. I'm really impressed, like really impressed, and that this is like £7.99 at the moment. I hope that when I link it and when this video goes up, it is still £7.99. I don't ever sit here and claim to go out and buy like foundations, like drugstore, any product, drugstore, high-end, but I feel like if you've got dry skin, just because of that tiny patch, I guess if you had like major dry skin, it would not suit, because it has clung to that dead tiny patch of on my nose. So I wouldn't recommend it. I can't obviously speak for anyone with severe dry skin if they have tried it. I definitely check out like other people's skin types maybe, but I'm normal to dry, but I don't have like crusty dry skin, if that makes sense. I know some people suffer with like really flaky dry skin, and no matter how much hydration and stuff they put on, they just unfortunately that's just their skin type. But I'm lucky in a way that I am just like a normal / slightly dry. So yeah, I think this has worked for me. It's definitely blurring. Like, you would not think that I'd only just put this on. I would have said I had it on for a couple of hours, just because obviously it's sunken in a tiny little bit and rubbed off a little bit. I'd say, but I wouldn't say it's been on for 9 hours. Like, no way would I say that this is a foundation that's been on my skin for 9 hours. Like, absolutely not a chance. It's really good. It's really good. So yeah, if you think that this is going to suit your skin type, obviously I know it's supposed to be more for oily skin people, so definitely go ahead and watch like reviews of oily skin. But if you have skin type like mine, I think that you're really going to enjoy this for £7.99. It's a bargain. It really is. I definitely see it being like one of my most popular foundations this year, I hope, unless something comes out. I tend to have like maybe 1 or 2 expensive foundations, but because I don't really go out like anywhere like expensive or like many date nights and stuff like that. It's only if like I'm going to like a wedding or a party or something, I'll dip into those more expensive ones, but sometimes you don't need them. Like, this is just proving that this is as good as my Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. Like, that's just as good. This is better than my NARS soft matte, because I hate that foundation. It's definitely better than the IRL filter foundation from Revolution, but it's better than my Too Faced. So do you see what I mean? It's definitely in the middle, but it's a drugstore, so it's really affordable. If you're on the lookout, don't forget it is a matte, and I definitely feel like you could build up that coverage. It is like, I think it's light to medium, but I would say it's medium to full, not fully full obviously, but for a skin tint it is a lot more coverage than like say my L'Oreal skin tint that I love as well. Yeah, that's everything. I think that is me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I really love to do foundation reviews. If there's another foundation that's coming out, high end or drugstore, anything that you want me to test, if you have the same skin type as me and you want me to test it out and see how it lasts and see how it holds up, then let me know. I will continue to wear this. I'll continue to use it over the top of different primers, different powders on top, and obviously be able to give you hopefully a better review towards like March time. But for now, absolutely loved it. It sat on my skin beautifully, so I'm really happy, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.